Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something really special, a dream so many of us share, owning your own piece of land.
It really is a powerful idea, isn't it?
Totally. I mean, just picture it, the sheer joy, right? That deep satisfaction of having your own place,
Hmm.
somewhere to make memories, with family, friends, a personal escape.
And often a pretty solid investment too,
Yeah.
something that can grow over time.
Exactly. For a lot of you listening, this isn't just some daydream. It's like the result of years of working, saving. It's a real connection.
A tangible goal achieved.
Yeah. But like any big dream, there's the other side. The practical stuff,
The responsibilities.
the responsibilities. And honestly, some of these might genuinely catch you off guard. Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Because it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Owning land, yes, incredibly rewarding. But what's really interesting is how the level of responsibility, the duty you owe, changes depending on who is on your property.
Even if you didn't invite them.
Even if you didn't specifically invite them, yes. So our mission here is to walk you through these legal types of visitors, what you actually owe each one, and really importantly, how you can protect yourself and, your investment.
Okay, great. But first, let's touch on why it's such a draw. Beyond just having a nice view, what are the big perks? Our sources mention quite a few practical things.
Well, yeah, for starters, think about maintenance. Compared to owning a house or even a car, raw land often involves very little upkeep.
Right, no leaky faucets or engine trouble.
Exactly. You're not dealing with constant repairs or things breaking down in the same way. It's just simpler in many respects.
That's a huge point.
Yeah.
And what about just freedom? The ability to do what you want with it.
Oh, absolutely. The
Okay.
flexibility is a major plus. You're not just stuck with looking at it. You could, think about ranching, maybe farming.
Or making some money, right, like a hunting lease.
Precisely. Turning it into an income stream is definitely an option. And then there's the appreciation factor. Land tends to become more valuable over time. Plus, the running costs are usually lower than a building. Property taxes, maybe some basic utilities if you have them,
Right.
insurance. But generally less complex.
I mean, just getting outside, the health side of it.
Can't forget that. Fresh air, space to move, recreation.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for you.
Okay, so those benefits are clear. They really paint the picture. But as you said, ownership comes with responsibility. This idea of a legal duty to anyone on the property, even uninvited folks.
Yes, that's the pivot point. The law says you have a certain duty of care. And this really forces the question for you, the landowner. Who is actually on your land, and what does the law say you owe them?
Right, and this is where it gets really interesting, isn't it? Understanding these legal differences between visitors is, like, fundamental to protecting yourself.
Absolutely fundamental.
So let's break it down. The first category our sources talk about is licensees. What does that mean? Who are they?
Okay, so licensees. Think of them as your invited guests, generally speaking. But here's the important bit. They're on your land for no direct business or financial benefit to you.
Oh, okay. So like friends over for a barbecue.
Exactly. Friends for a picnic, family visiting, maybe a neighbor you've given permission to hunt deer or turkey, just as a favor.
Right. You're just being generous, sharing your space.
Just sharing access, yes.
Yeah.
And it is generous.
But even with that generosity, there's still a duty involved. What do you owe someone like that, a licensee?
Yes, there's still a duty. For licensees, the landowner needs to act with what's called reasonable care. Basically, provide a safe, hazard-free environment as much as is reasonable.
Reasonable care.
That's about not being negligent, fixing dangers you know about, or at least warning them. Actually, groups like the American Hunting Lease Association, the AHLA, they even have free guides to help landowners spot potential hazards and make their property safer for exactly these kinds of guests.
That's helpful. Okay, so licensees are invited, but not for business. What's the next step up? You mentioned invitees. Sounds more formal.
It generally is. Invitees are people on your property specifically for your business or financial benefit. They're there because you've essentially invited them for a purpose that serves you.
Okay, so examples would be?
Think professionals. Maybe a forester you hired to check your timber, a land manager doing conservation work for you, or, say, someone leasing your land to farm it.
Got it. People working for my benefit, and you said they get a higher level of care?
Yes, that's the key legal distinction, because they are there specifically to further your interests, your business. The law says you owe them more.
More than just reasonable care. What does that actually mean for me, the landowner?
It means you generally have to take an extra step. You're expected not just to fix hazards you know about, but to actively inspect the property to find potential dangers and make sure it's safe for those specific business visitors.
Wow, okay, so proactive inspection.
Proactive inspection, yes. And here's a really crucial piece of advice. Whenever you hire anyone, a person, a company, to do work on your property, you absolutely need to ask for their proof of insurance, get a certificate of insurance, and even better, ask to be added to their policy as an additional insured.
Ah, okay. So their insurance helps cover me if something happens to them while they're working for me.
Exactly. It's a critical layer of protection for you and your assets. Don't skip that step.
Okay, that makes sense for people I invite or hire.
Yeah.
But what about the ones who just wander on? The trespassers. I think most people assume, hey, they shouldn't be here. I owe them nothing.
That is a very common assumption, and a very dangerous one.
Really?
Yes. While it's true, trespassers are afforded a lower level of care than, say, an invitee. The idea that you owe them absolutely nothing is it's a myth. Landowners can be sued by trespassers, and they sometimes win.
Okay, that's definitely an eye-opener. So when could I be liable for someone who wasn't supposed to be there in the first place?
Well, there are basically two main situations the law looks at. First, if you, the landowner, know people are trespassing, maybe there's a well-worn path they use, and you basically expect them to keep doing it. Then you generally have a duty to take precautions. Either make the dangerous conditions safe or actively try to keep them out, like putting up fences or clear no trespassing signs.
Okay, so if I know they're coming, I have to do something. What if I don't know they're there? They just show up, trip in a hole I didn't know about.
Right. If they're there without your permission or your knowledge, your responsibility is much lower. You'd generally only be held liable for what's called gross negligence.
Gross negligence? That sounds worse than just regular negligence.
It is. It means, like, extreme carelessness. A hazard so obvious and dangerous that you really should have known about it and fixed it, even without expecting trespassers. It's a much higher standard for the trespasser to prove.
Okay, so knowing trespass happens or gross negligence, is that it?
There's one more really important one, especially concerning children. It's called the attractive nuisance doctrine.
Attractive nuisance. Okay, what kind of nuisance are we talking about?
It's basically anything on your property that might naturally attract a child's curiosity and lure them onto the land without them understanding the risk or even that they're trespassing.
Like what? Give me an example.
Sure. Think about an old abandoned mine shaft, or maybe a rusty, broken-down tractor just sitting out in a field, or even an unsecured swimming pool.
Ah, I see. Things a kid might see as interesting or fun, but are actually dangerous.
Exactly. The law recognizes that kids don't always grasp property lines or danger the way adults do, and certain things are just tempting. So if you have something like that on your property, you have a stronger duty to secure it or remove it to protect children, even if they are technically trespassing.
So that old tree house that's falling apart in the back corner, if a neighborhood kid wanders over and gets hurt, that could be on me.
It potentially could, yes. That's precisely the kind of scenario the attractive nuisance concept addresses. It's a major area of responsibility many landowners just don't think about.
Man, it feels like a lot. All these different duties, potential lawsuits, even from people who aren't supposed to be there. How can you actually enjoy your land without just worrying constantly? Is there a safety net?
It definitely can sound overwhelming. I
Yeah.
get that. And yes, thankfully, there is a practical way to manage this risk. Now, it's true, some states have passed laws recently trying to give landowners more protection from huge lawsuit settlements.
Okay, that's good.
It is good,
Yeah.
but those laws usually don't stop someone from filing a lawsuit in the first place.
Yeah.
And just defending yourself, even if you win, costs time, money, stress.
Right. The legal fees alone.
Exactly. And that's where insurance comes in, specifically something called vacant land insurance.
Vacant land insurance. Okay, tell me about that. Is it designed exactly for these kinds of situations?
Pretty much, yeah. It's also sometimes called timberland insurance or landowner liability insurance. It's specifically geared towards liability for visitors who haven't paid you a fee to be there. So it covers those licensees and potentially even trespasser situations we talked about.
What about if you do charge a fee? Like that hunting lease example.
Good question. For situations where money changes hands, like a formal lease, there's a similar but slightly different type of liability coverage. The key thing is there are insurance options tailored to these risks.
And is this stuff expensive? Like prohibitively so?
Actually, no. You can typically get this kind of liability protection for a relatively small amount each year. It's quite affordable for the peace of mind it offers. That AHLA, that group I mentioned, they focus on helping landowners get this kind of coverage affordably, partly because they want landowners to feel comfortable allowing recreational access. You can check out their website, ahuntinglease.org, for more info on costs.
That's really good to know. So wrapping this up, it feels like the big takeaway is, yes, owning land is amazing. It's the dream. But it comes with real duties attached.
Absolutely.
And understanding who might be on your property and what level of care you owe them, licensee, invitee, even trespasser, isn't just legal trivia. It's crucial for protecting yourself.
It's essential knowledge for any landowner. Being informed is your best protection.
Yeah, truly.
And, this raises maybe a final thought for you, the listener. Now that you understand these distinctions, these different levels of duty, how does that empower you? How does it change how you think about managing your land, maybe sharing it or not sharing it, knowing what's really involved?
That's a really practical question to mull over. It's about making informed choices for your own situation.
Exactly. Informed choices, peace of mind.
Well, this has been incredibly insightful. Thank you so much for breaking that down, and thank you all for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.